When I refused to be my sister's servant, my mom threw a plate at me. I walked out that night and never went back. Now they're begging. I told my mom I wasn't going to be my sister's maid anymore. She picked up a dinner plate and threw it at my head. It hit the wall behind me and shattered. I packed a bag that night and left. That was 7 months ago. I haven't been back. Now they call every week begging me to come home like the plate never happened. My sister Noelle is 3 years younger than me. She's my parents' favorite and it's not even subtle. Noelle doesn't cook, doesn't clean, and hasn't done her own laundry since she was 15 because I was always there to do it. Not by choice, by assignment. Mom gave me chores when I was 10. Not age-appropriate chores. Full household responsibilities. I cooked dinner 3 nights a week by the time I was 12. I did everyone's laundry by 13. I cleaned the bathrooms, vacuumed, mopped, and organized the pantry every Saturday. Noelle's only job was to exist. When I asked why Noelle didn't have chores, Mom said, "She's not as capable as you. You're the responsible one." That word followed me everywhere. Responsible. It meant I carried everything while Noelle carried nothing. By the time I was 18, I was doing all the cooking, all the cleaning, and managing the household grocery list. I had a part-time job on top of it. Noelle spent her time on her phone, going out with friends, and shopping with Mom's credit card. I stayed. After high school because I couldn't afford to leave. I worked full-time at a dental office and saved every dollar I could while still doing everything at home. Noelle graduated 2 years after me and got a job at a clothing store. She worked 20 hours a week and contributed nothing to the household. She left dishes in the sink, she left clothes on the bathroom floor, she left food out on the counter until it attracted ants. And every single time Mom would say, "Just clean it up, you're better at this than she is." I was 24 when it broke. Noelle had a group of friends over on a Friday night. They ate in the living room and left plates, cups, and food containers everywhere. Saturday morning, Mom woke me up at 7 a.m. "Clean up the living room before your sister's friends come back. Noelle's friends made the mess. She's not going to do it. You know that. Then she needs to learn. Don't start this. Just clean it up." "No." Mom stared at me. I'd never said no before. Not like that, not flatly, not without an excuse attached. "What did you say?" I said no. I'm not cleaning up after a 21-year-old woman and her friends. I'm not her servant. You're part of this family. You help. I've been helping since I was 10. Noelle hasn't helped once. I'm done. That's when she picked up a plate. It was sitting on the counter from breakfast. A white ceramic plate with a blue rim. She grabbed it and threw it at me. I moved just enough that it hit the wall behind my left shoulder. It shattered and pieces hit the floor around my feet. A small piece nicked my arm. I looked at the cut, then I looked at her. She was breathing hard. Her hand was still in the air. Noelle came down the stairs. She looked at the broken plate. She looked at my arm. She said, "What happened?" Mom said, "She's being difficult." I went to my room. I packed one bag, clothes, toiletries, my laptop, my documents. I walked out the front door and drove to my coworker Sheena's apartment. She let me sleep on her couch for 2 weeks until I found a studio apartment. I signed the lease with my savings and moved in with almost nothing. A mattress on the floor, a folding table, one pan. It was the quietest, most peaceful space I'd ever lived in. Nobody knocked on my door at 7 a.m. to tell me to clean someone else's mess. Mom didn't call for the first 3 weeks. I think she expected me to come back. Noelle texted once during that time. "Mom's making me do laundry now. Thanks for that." She meant it sarcastically. I didn't respond. Week 4, Mom called. She said, "This has gone on long enough. Come home." "You threw a plate at my head." I was frustrated. "You were being disrespectful." I said no to cleaning up after a grown woman. "You threw ceramic at my face." "It didn't hit you. It hit the wall 6 inches from my head and a piece cut my arm. I bled." She didn't respond to that. Then she said, "The house is falling apart without you." "That's not my problem. Noelle can't handle it." "Noelle is 21. She can learn. She's not like you." "No, she's not, because nobody ever made her be." Dad called the next week. He said Mom missed me. He said the house was chaos. He said Noelle had burned pasta so badly the smoke alarm went off and the neighbors called the fire department. I said, "That's what happens when you let someone reach adulthood without learning to boil water." He asked me to come home for dinner. I said, "Only if Mom apologizes for throwing a plate at me." He said, "She feels bad about that." Feeling bad and apologizing are different things. She hasn't apologized. 7 months and not one time has she said the words, "I'm sorry." She's called 11 times. Each call is about the house, the dishes, the laundry, the fact that Noelle ordered takeout every night for a month because nobody could cook. My apartment has a small kitchen. I cook for myself every night. It's quiet. The plates stay on the shelf where they belong. Nobody throws them. That's the baseline I never had. A home where dinnerware stays on the table and not aimed at your head.